What if I told you that the Cleveland Browns might not be focused on Kenny Pickett starting this season, but instead using him as a calculated piece to prepare two rising college football stars, Shedeur Sanders and Dillon Gabriel, for their future in the National Football League? Yes, you heard that right. A move that may look simple on the surface might actually be a masterclass in long-term strategy by the Browns front office. This offseason, the Browns have been quietly developing a mentorship environment in their offseason training activities and minicamp. Kenny Pickett, the former first-round pick who's had a roller coaster journey in the NFL, is now wearing a new hat, not just as a potential starter or backup, but as a guide, a teacher, and perhaps unknowingly a bridge for the future of football. According to Yahoo Sports' Jory Epstein, Pickett has been deeply involved in helping Colorado Buffaloes legend Shedeur Sanders understand complex play-action concepts. Yes, Sanders, the son of Deion coach Prime Sanders, and one of the most hyped prospects for the 2025 NFL Draft, has been leaning on Pickett during these training sessions. Pickett, despite having limited pro experience with Stefanski's favorite under-center and play-action packages, has been sharing what he knows and refining his own skills while doing it. This is more than just quarterback drills. This is mentorship in motion. Sanders has been paying close attention to the details that separate a rookie from a pro. The ability to match footwork with reads, understanding the depth of drops, whether a 3-step, 5-step, or 7-step drop is required, those nuances are critical at the NFL level. And Kenny Pickett, to his credit, is giving Sanders and Dillon Gabriel those insights day by day. Gabriel, another high-ceiling draft prospect expected to make waves in the upcoming draft class, is also part of this quiet quarterback lab taking place in Berea. But here's where things get really interesting. Epstein reports that Pickett may not even be in the Browns' long-term plans. In fact, if Gabriel shows he's ready to back up or even start by week 1, Pickett could become trade bait. Think about that. The same guy who's teaching, leading, and setting the tone in the QB room might be shipped off before the regular season begins. If Pickett can convince the team he's nearly as capable as veteran Joe Flacco, or even more so, given his youth at just 27, he could earn a starting spot. But ironically, playing too well could make him more attractive to other teams, pushing the Browns to move him in a trade and invest more time and reps into their younger prospects. From the outside, it may look like a genuine competition, but from the inside it feels more like a chess game. The Browns didn't just acquire Pickett from the Philadelphia Eagles to be a simple placeholder. Andrew Berry and his front office might have had this plan all along, to use Pickett as a dual-purpose tool, groom the future stars, and gain leverage on the trade market. Pickett's presence around Shedeur Sanders not only gives the young quarterback NFL exposure, but boosts Pickett's image too. If he lands somewhere else, he can bring that experience with him, and maybe even become the kind of quarterback the Pittsburgh Steelers once believed they were drafting back in 2022. No matter how this plays out, it's a win-win for everyone involved. Shedeur Sanders is gaining NFL-ready wisdom. Dillon Gabriel is being tested under the guidance of both Pickett and the Browns coaching staff. And Kenny Pickett? He's showing what being a pro truly means by mentoring the very guys who might take his spot. So, is this a masterstroke by the Browns? A stealthy move to develop two future stars while boosting the trade value of their quarterback asset? Or is it a case of football karma, where teaching the next generation could shape Pickett's next chapter? Only time will tell, but one thing is certain. Something big is brewing in Berea. Welcome back, football fans. Today we dive deep into one of the most dramatic and high-pressure stories unfolding in the NFL right now. Picture this, a young quarterback with a legendary last name, a college career filled with electric moments, and an NFL dream that has quickly turned into one of the biggest pressure cookers in football. That quarterback is none other than Shedeur Sanders, the Colorado Buffaloes icon, and now the most watched rookie walking into Cleveland Browns training camp. He's not just carrying expectations, he's carrying the weight of a name, a city's hopes, and a battle for survival in one of the league's most chaotic quarterback competitions. Shedeur Sanders entered the league with fame already chasing him. From the moment he began lighting up the field at Colorado, to his charismatic leadership, and of course being the son of Deion Primetime Sanders, the spotlight followed him everywhere. Many believed he'd be a top-tier pick in the 2025 NFL Draft. Yet, as shocking as it was, Sanders slid down the draft boards and ultimately landed in the 5th round. And just like that, the glow of hype shifted into the shadow of doubt. The conversation turned. Was he all flash and no substance? Did the big name mask deeper flaws? And most pressing of all, can he even secure a roster spot in Cleveland? The Browns, a team already reeling from uncertainty, find themselves staring into a quarterback room filled with question marks. Deshaun Watson is still nursing a recovery from a serious Achilles injury. Joe Flacco, a Super Bowl MVP, brings veteran experience but is on the back end of his career. Kenny Pickett, a former first-round pick, hasn't lived up to expectations just yet. Dillon Gabriel, a fellow rookie, was picked ahead of Shedeur. It's a room that feels more like a chessboard, and right now Shedeur is the wild card. Bleacher Report's Damian Parson described the situation as a Rubik's Cube, saying that only the Browns themselves might know who the favorite is. For everyone else, it's pure speculation. All the while, Shedeur Sanders is quietly working to be the answer that solves the puzzle. Despite all the chaos, something surprising is beginning to happen. Shedeur, the fifth-rounder, the so-called underdog, is starting to shift the energy. Former quarterback Robert Griffin III recently posted that Sanders, despite where he was picked, is already winning over Cleveland, both on the field and in the hearts of fans. And it's not just talk. Let's go back to June, during the Browns' mandatory minicamp. Sanders completed 41 of 53 passes during team drills, throwing 9 touchdowns and only 1 interception. That gave him the best completion percentage in camp and more touchdowns than anyone else, including Flacco, Pickett, and Gabriel. Yes, he outperformed a Super Bowl MVP, a first-rounder, and a higher-drafted rookie. And how did he respond to this early success? No bragging, no spotlight chasing. No complaints about where he stands on the depth chart. According to Griffin, all Shedeur has done is show up, stay humble, and put in the work. This is a crucial moment in the journey of Shedeur Sanders. Every throw he makes, every snap he takes, every impression he leaves in practice, it's all under the microscope. Because when the real games begin, there are no excuses. Parson himself warned that training camp is when the pressure becomes real. If the Browns truly want a quarterback competition, then everyone needs a fair shot. And under that pressure, some players break, others rise. Diamonds are made in the fire, and Shedeur Sanders may just be one of them. There's something poetic about Shedeur's climb. His last name brought him attention. The fall in the draft brought him humility. Now it's his performance that's starting to bring him respect, and this is just the beginning. If he continues to build on his momentum, we won't be asking whether he makes the final roster. We'll be wondering whether he's about to take over the starting job entirely. That's how fast things can change in the NFL. That's the power of quiet work, consistent execution, and a refusal to back down. So what happens next? Will Shedeur Sanders silence the doubters once and for all and become the leader Cleveland desperately needs? Or will the crowded competition in the Browns' locker room prove too overwhelming? One thing is for sure, this is not just a quarterback battle. It's a full-blown story of legacy, grit, and redemption. And whether you're rooting for him or watching with skepticism, you can't take your eyes off what Shedeur Sanders is building right now in Cleveland. If you're invested in this quarterback race and excited to see how it all plays out, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and drop your thoughts in the comments. Do you think Shedeur has what it takes to beat out the veterans and grab the starting role? Or is this just the beginning of a longer learning curve for him? Either way, we're here for the ride. And this ride just got a whole lot more interesting. From college star to NFL underdog, Shedeur Sanders is writing his own story, and the next chapter could change everything. Stay tuned, because Cleveland's quarterback battle is just heating up, and the game is far from over.